Group of friends was filming a casual video in the park, laughing, talking, just having fun. But when they watched the footage later, something felt wrong. A man on a bicycle suddenly appeared right behind one of them, riding past like he had been there all along. But here's the thing, no one saw him. Not even a blur before he showed up. One frame, nothing. The next moment, he's there. And just as quietly, he vanished. That moment still doesn't sit right with them. Footage was recorded by a construction worker who wanted to show something utterly unbelievable. One of the construction workers had such impressive strength that he managed to lift and move a 4-ton truck. The video captures him casually moving it to the side without much trouble, making this video one of the strangest things ever seen on tape. Noticing a speeding car coming straight at him. In the very next second, someone else showed up out of nowhere. This guardian angel just appeared, grabbed him, and pulled him to the other side. It all happened so fast that even the guy who got saved looked confused. He had no idea how he ended up across the street, and whoever helped him could be seen walking away while the man was still in shock. It was a sunny day, perfect for a mountain trail ride. Two friends were biking downhill, with one filming from behind. But what the camera caught was something no one could explain. The front rider suddenly vanished mid-ride. 1 second he was there, the next, gone. His bike dropped to the ground like he had evaporated into thin air. The friend behind stopped, confused and scared, looking everywhere but nothing. He didn't stick around. Whatever happened, he didn't want to be next. A schoolgirl walking home pulled out a small perfume bottle like any other day. But when it slipped from her hand and rolled under a parked car, she bent down, then did something wild. With zero hesitation, she grabbed the edge of the car and pulled it aside like it was made of paper. This CCTV did become popular in Japan, and although it's been almost a decade, no one can provide an explanation other than her having superpowers. There was no press release, not even a company claiming this was part of an ad. Woman was crossing the road with her baby, completely unaware of the car speeding toward them. But right before impact, something impossible happened. A figure appeared out of nowhere, grabbed them both, and in seconds, they were on the other side, completely fine. People around were frozen. No one could explain it. And just like that, the figure was gone. Live news report from Peru, everything seemed normal. People were walking around, some heading into a nearby cafe, until one man suddenly appeared out of thin air. He wasn't walking in from a corner or out of a door. He just showed up. Right there on screen. What's creepy is how no one else seemed to notice. There were no reactions, and some now say it wasn't a glitch, that this was real, and maybe teleportation is possible in the future. A man was riding his bike along a quiet road near a bend. He stopped, looked around. Everything seemed normal, but then his bike dropped, and he didn't. It was like something pulled him straight into the sky. It was fast, surprisingly silent, and shockingly smooth. Locals searched, but there was no sign of him, only his bike lying there like he'd vanished mid-ride. A young boy rode up on a bicycle, stopped briefly near the driveway, then sat there for a moment. Seemed like nothing, just a quiet neighborhood moment. But then the boy started to fade. His outline got weaker, more transparent, until he completely disappeared. Shocked, the man asked around, but no one recognized the boy, and no kid was ever seen passing by again. It's like the camera caught a memory that wasn't supposed to. A bizarre clip from Ipoh, Malaysia, has been quietly making waves online, and for good reason. The footage shows a man walking down a street like it's just another normal day, except he has no head. What's unsettling is how calm he seems, moving without any sign of pain or confusion. He walks past others, but no one reacts. The camera quality is clear enough to rule out pixel glitches, and yet the man's head is simply missing. Some say it's a camera error. Others believe it's something way deeper, a glitch in reality, or a spirit crossing over into our world. Everyone was hyped during a regular basketball match until one moment stopped the crowd. A player made a quick shot, and at first it seemed like pure skill, but in the slow motion replay, people caught something no one could explain. His arm stretched way farther than any human arm should. It wasn't a camera glitch or trick. It looked real. Movements like that don't happen unless you're not completely human. And yeah, reptilian theories? This moment just gave them a new walking alone when something strange happened. A young girl suddenly appeared right beside her. But what's even weirder? The woman didn't flinch. She looked at the girl like she'd been expecting her. Then, without saying a word, the two walked away together. No one could explain how the girl got there, and some now believe the woman might have summoned her, or maybe she was never alone to begin with. Security guard did something strange. He stood up, spoke to someone only he could see, even jotted something down, then walked inside to call a staff member. Nothing seemed off until they checked the CCTV. No one was there. He'd been talking to thin air. Rose. He swore he'd spoken to a senior doctor and described the person perfectly, down to the clipboard. But that doctor had passed away months ago. Since then, the night shifts never felt. The CCTV footage from 2016 was captured outside a convenience store. It shows a mysterious man donning a hoodie, approaching the closed 7-Eleven when the unbelievable happened. He walked right through the glass door, and surprisingly, the camera also glitched at the exact same moment. The man then walks out with a beverage, and the homeless man was just as stunned as you are right now. Many debunked it, claiming it was a camera trick. But what do you guys think? The man was walking past the apartment complex, and then, piece by piece, he started fading. First his arm, then his legs, like he was slowly vanishing. The weirdest part? He didn't even notice. The guard rushed outside, but the man was gone. And since then, no one's been able to explain what the camera caught. The person materialized out of nowhere after 12 a.m., eerily similar to a tall, broad woman with long hair appearing out of thin air, and the only day after this incident was captured. So, during the checkup, he noticed what made no sense to him. This could be a camera glitch, but she does come out of no. Ghostly figure suddenly appeared, dressed in long, flowing white clothes, gliding through the frame like it wasn't touching the ground. It looked almost. The figure can be seen looking around before fading back into the darkness. The footage had no glitches, and that made this eerie moment into something no one has been able to explain. Walking past a construction site when a giant metal gate suddenly came crashing down. But right before it hit him, a stranger gently tapped his shoulder. The man stepped aside, just in time. When he turned around to thank the stranger, he was already gone. No one saw where he came from or where he went. It was like he appeared just to save him and vanished before anyone could blink in midair as her witch mother was just below her. This girl was actually flying, and it is unbelievable to even consider how this was possible. He accidentally tripped over because he was so shocked, which alerted them. And before he could do anything, both of these supernatural beings disappeared. His car like normal when a few alarms randomly started going off nearby. At first, he looked confused, like maybe he'd bumped something without realizing. But when they checked the CCTV later, things got even stranger. A blurry figure zipped past so fast it barely even showed up on camera, and nobody had the middle of the street, out of which a mysterious figure came running out. The figure looked like a man who wasn't as clear as other people, and he was almost transparent for a while, which does explain why people there didn't notice him. Even after using different softwares, the portal can be seen, which for some rules out the possibility of editing. Experienced something that still haunts him. He was driving down a familiar road, getting ready to turn, when, out of nowhere, another car appeared right in front of him. For a split second, he froze, unsure, but the other car kept moving forward like nothing was wrong. Many have called it a glitch in the Matrix, and honestly, it's hard to call it anything else.
I got the wild style, always been a foul child. My guns go boom boom and your guns go. I got the wild style, always been a foul child. My guns go boom boom and your guns go.